Kylie Jenner lives a life that most of us could only dream of. She has a personal chef, nannies on hand at the drop of a hat, and her very own in-house salon. In short, she's living her best life 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. But have you ever wondered what it's like to work for the youngest self-made billionaire in the world?
It's fun though, it's like fun.
There isn't enough protective gear. Working for Kylie Cosmetics might sound like a glam job, but when it comes down to it, it's factory work. That means a lot of toiling in hot, sweaty protective gear. It's hardly couture chic, but hey, when it comes to making that cash money, a uniform is a uniform. Kylie's workers don't mind wearing head-to-toe plastic as long as it protects them from the chemicals they're using. The only thing is, they all wish they had a little more. While every employee is given a lab coat, gloves, and a hairnet at Spatz Laboratories, workers claim it isn't enough. Considering they're getting up close and personal with some potentially hazardous stuff, it's understandable they want to stay safe. Given the current COVID-19 pandemic, let's hope that Kylie is doing the decent thing and providing face masks and hand sanitizer, although it's difficult to imagine social distancing in a factory. Her chef works a lot. It might seem like Kylie and the rest of her family go out to dinner a lot, but that's not the case. While they're certainly not arguing over how to split the bill, it's not as easy for them to nip out for a bite as you might think. First of all, there's the huge security detail, the full glam that's needed, and the paparazzi sure to snap you as soon as you go through the door. Instead, Kylie opts to cook at home like a normal human being. Just kidding, you know she's got a chef on hand for that, so she doesn't have to lift a finger. With that being said, Kylie's chef has to whip up a top-notch meal at the drop of a hat. According to her interior designer, Martin Lawrence Bullard, Kylie is all about hosting at home and making the most out of her mansion. With a kitchen bigger than a restaurant, who can blame her? There's a high turnover of staff. Most people might think that Kylie finds trustworthy staff and holds on to them for dear life. Sure, that seems like the logical thing to do when you're one of the world's most talked about people, but it's not always realistic. While Kai certainly tries to keep her household staff consistent, the employees at her Kylie Cosmetics company are a different story. A lot of the people working to make the products come and go quicker than you can say new collection. This is likely due to the job itself. Working for a cosmetics company might sound like a fairy tale, but when you're the one actually making the product, you're basically just a worker bee. Kylie expects a lot from her staff, but those working on the front lines are paid minimum wage and don't receive any bonuses. Not so much as a free lipstick, so really, what's the point? Her assistant is her friend. Being Kylie's personal assistant sounds like a dream come true, doesn't it? Who wouldn't want to be brought into the inner sanctum? One of Kylie's longest-running PAs was Victoria Villarroel, who originally worked for Momager Supreme Kris Jenner. When Kylie needed someone to help her get through her days, she offered Victoria the job. The brunette bombshell quickly snapped up the role and got to it, but sadly handed in her notice at the start of 2020 to become an influencer herself. Victoria was the ultimate professional, but she did spill a little tea about what it was like being so close to Kylie. According to her, she bonded with Kylie when the billionaire told her about her deepest secrets. Ooh, can you imagine being a fly on the wall in that room? For her part, Kylie admitted that Victoria was one of her best friends. Staff get to travel the world. Kylie certainly works hard for her billions, but she also plays hard. The entire Kardashian-Jenner clan travels an awful lot, whether that's for a photo shoot or a family getaway. Kai is no different. Luckily for her, she can afford to hop on a private plane, which means her staff do too. Whether it's her makeup artist, chef, Stormi's nannies, or her assistant, Kylie often takes her staff with her. Imagine landing a job where you get to travel in a way reserved for the richest people in the world. Sure, they might still be working, but it's hardly a cubicle and a coffee pot sort of deal. Earning money while taking in some breathtaking sights? Yes please, pack us in your suitcase. If you're lucky, you might even get to be Kylie's designated photo taker. Just don't expect a photo credit on Instagram, she's way above that nonsense. Confidentiality is key. In case you haven't guessed or need some help remembering, Kylie Jenner is a big deal. Although she's been a household name since she was a kid, things really took off for her when she launched her cosmetics line. Kylie also had one of the biggest glow-ups in history, making her a tabloid target. When you get to be as famous and as rich as she is, having people around you that you can trust is super important. Kylie's guests reportedly have to sign a confidentiality agreement when they come over to her house to keep anything being leaked to the press. It's only natural to assume that, like other Hollywood A-listers, Kylie gets her household staff to agree to non-disclosure terms too. If they don't sign, then they're clearly not to be trusted and won't get the job. You can't be too careful in this business. Security has to be there 24/7. If Kim's Paris debacle taught us anything, it's that the Kardashian-Jenner clan rely heavily on security. It's no joke. There are people out there that will see an opportunity and take it no matter what the devastating impact is. Kylie knows how important it is to keep herself protected, so she hires around-the-clock security to keep watch over her and Stormi. It does not come cheap at an estimated $400,000 a month. Still, when it's the safety of you and your loved ones on the line, you really can't put a price on that. Several security guards are always on the property to keep an eye out for Kai, working on rotating shifts. According to Hollywood Life's interview with security whiz Aaron Jackson, that covers Kylie's drivers, her gophers, and those watching closed-circuit cameras. Given Kylie's value, it's hardly surprising that she wants to be vigilant. Opportunities arise. Being around a star like Kylie has to be enthralling and compelling. After all, she's young, stunning, and rich as heck. If you're in her good graces, then you've got a friend for life and one of the most influential businesswomen in America on your side. Kylie's makeup artist Ariel has been very vocal about how working with Kylie has impacted his life. Back in 2018, he penned a touching open letter to the star thanking her for everything she's done for him. As a result of working with Kylie, he's had a chance to glam up the rest of the family and frequently posts pictures of them on his Instagram page. That kind of exposure has also seen Ariel's Instagram followers skyrocket to 2.1 million. So it just goes to show how being in Kylie's orbit can open doors. Household staff can't wear jewelry. There are plenty of jobs in the world where you can't wear jewelry, but working in someone's home might seem a little excessive. After all, if you're not the chef, then why would it matter? It might sound a little odd, but Kylie doesn't let Stormi's nannies wear any type of bling while they're working for her. Apparently, she thinks that it could make them a potential target for thieves. Presumably, she just doesn't want to run the risk of putting Stormi in the line of fire, which is understandable. However, we don't see Kylie leaving the diamonds at home when she's cruising around in her expensive cars, but hey, who are we to judge? Let mama do what mama wants. She is paying the bill after all, so if staff want their checks, then they need to keep in line and do what she says. Something tells us Kylie doesn't mess around when it comes to Stormi. Staff have to love dogs. Just like her sisters, Kylie loves animals. She certainly has the room for it. Alongside a plethora of other animals like chickens and a bunny, the makeup mogul reportedly has 8 dogs. That's a lot for any one person to handle, which is why Kylie relies on her household staff to help keep them in check. Before anyone even thinks about working for Kai, they need to be animal lovers. If they aren't willing to get down and dirty with the 4-legged members of the household, they don't have what it takes. With 8 dogs comes a lot of poop. So presumably they need a strong stomach too. Whether you're the chef at Shea Kylie, the nanny, or the security guard, you've gotta be down with petting a pooch or two. Judging by the size of Kylie's gardens, at least the dogs can roam free and have plenty of room to be played with. No phones in the house. Remember how private Kylie has been in the past? She may make a living from social media and keeping herself in the public eye, but she has always controlled her own narrative. For Kylie, keeping some stuff to herself is super important. This is a girl that concealed her pregnancy from the world, so she's pretty good at it. Alongside getting her guests and staff to sign NDAs, Kylie asks everyone that enters the house to check their phone at the door. That might be a big ask of some people, and she probably doesn't do it to her nearest and dearest, but there's a good reason. Kylie doesn't want any unauthorized photos being leaked into the world. If someone came in for a meeting and took some snaps of the house when they went to the bathroom, that's a huge violation. Better to be safe than sorry. We agree with Kylie on this one. Nannies can't take Stormi outside. There are times when Kylie has to go about her business without Stormi at her side, so that's where the nannies come in. When the little one is cared for completely by a qualified team of professionals, they don't have free reign. The only one allowed to take Stormi outside is Kylie. If mom isn't there, it's not happening. Rumor has it that the family learned a big lesson when Kim was attacked in Paris, so they are all extra careful when it comes to leaving the house at all. Nannies can take Stormi out into the garden, but they can't leave the property without Kylie being there to watch watch out for her baby girl. Considering the huge amount of security they need, it's not surprising that Stormi is more often inside the house than outside of it. Do you think you've got what it takes to work for Kylie Jenner? Let us know what you think in the comment section below. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn those notifications on to stay up to date with the taco. We'll catch you in the next video. Thanks for watching.